What's happening, YouTube? Cande back with another how-to video coming to you straight from quarantine. And today we got a pretty easy how-to video for y'all, but it's something everyone needs to be doing to their car, and that is replacing the battery terminal. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, why would I do such a thing or waste that kind of money? If you've never dealt with a terminal issue, then you don't know this pain. But on just this 350Z alone, I've had the ground cable jump up on me when I was on the freeway and the whole car died, and I didn't know it was the ground terminal, so I had to get out during traffic on the freeway and put the ground cable back on. If you haven't seen the vlog where the guy washed my car, I've been dealing with hella electrical problems from that. It looks to be the positive cable isn't connecting properly. As of right now, most times when I come in the car, not every time, I go to turn on the car, lights come on, but as soon as I'm about to crank, the car dies out. All I do to fix it and start the car is I open up the hood, disconnect the positive battery, and put it back in, and the car starts right up. And yeah, I already made sure that both of the terminals are tightened down. So in the first step of troubleshooting, we're gonna go ahead and replace it. You know how I like to start? I like to be replacing all the small things, because in mechanics, it could be the smallest thing affecting everything. Here we have a pretty good kit. Bought the entire kit on Amazon. It's gonna come with everything we need to replace the terminals. Links in the description. It comes with a pair of terminals, obviously, some connectors, red and black heat shrink, and these two pads that sit right underneath your terminal. Let's open up the battery compartment. So you can see my terminals are not in the worst condition, but not in the best condition either. To take it off, we're using a 6.10mm socket. This bolt is almost stripped. No matter how much I tighten it, I can still pull it off with my hands. Same with the positive. Now that we have both terminals disconnected, we're gonna start working on the positive terminal. What releases the terminal is this 12mm bolt right there. Remove the nut, and the terminal slides right down. And we're gonna grab a new positive terminal from the bag, as well as a terminal pad. Slide the terminal pad around the terminal. Remove the nut on the new terminal, and we're gonna slide the stud through the cable and putting the new nut on top. This is also a 12mm. To make it easy on myself, I'm gonna rotate the nut and bolt that tightens down the terminal. That way it faces in towards the battery, and that way it's easier for me to tighten. We can go ahead and slip the cable over the terminal. I want to make sure this terminal is seated really well. Then we're going to go ahead and tighten it down the rest of the way. When you're tightening down, to keep the terminal from spinning, go ahead and stick a flathead on the back side of that square, and that should hold the bolt in place while you tighten down the nut. And that's the positive terminal done. Now you could go ahead and put a new connector right here. Me personally, I just don't see that necessary, nor do I see that being the problem. I think the problem is that the positive terminal is not making a good connection to the battery, which is really why I want to replace this old one with a nice new brass one. Now for the negative cable, all we're going to do is cut the wires at the base of the old connector. Just like so. Using a blade, we're going to go ahead and give ourselves some extra wire to work with. Just slice all the way up. Pull back the installation until you're left with something like this. Once that removed, you can grab yourself a connector. Make sure it's all bunched up, but don't poke yourself because these copper wires are very sharp. Might as well put one of the shrink wraps they gave us. Slide it through before the connector. These connectors aren't the best. I would actually prefer the ones that go through. They actually get a better grip down on them. But these are still pretty good. All you're going to want to do is crimp them down. You got to do it very, very tight. Give it a tug, make sure it's not going anywhere. Slide your shrink wrap up and over. Alright, I'm gonna use a lighter. I don't recommend using a lighter. I recommend using a heat gun, or maybe even a different lighter, the one that has the extender. But this is all I got right now, so this is what I'm gonna use. Just be very careful, y'all. I don't know why the flame is shooting out. Perfect, just like that. Now grab your new negative terminal and negative terminal pad. Pad goes right over. Remove the 12mm nut on the new terminal. Place the connector through the stud. Fasten it down with the 12mm bolt. You can see our tightening nut is already facing in towards the battery, so we don't need to move it. We're just going to tighten the connector down. And now be careful, because with the negative terminal connected, this is a live cable now. Go ahead and tighten it down, fastening the terminal cable to the battery. Make sure you go back and just make sure everything is nice and fastened. And there you go, you got rid of these ugly terminals. Now you can be 100% confident that your terminals are making good connections to the battery. You can also flex on people if you ever need to jumpstart someone's car. As far as the review goes for this kit, I mean, we used everything. You know, I didn't have the pads, that was pretty cool. Obviously, I think they look awesome. I love the covers. Brass doesn't rust as easily as aluminum does. I like the new copper fittings. I like the attention to detail they give you with shrink wraps. I like that they're all color coded. So yeah, I really recommend this kit if you're trying to replace your terminals. And that's the new terminals installed. Hey y'all, real quick, I know a lot of 350 guys and myself are missing a lot of these push clips. I actually bought a 100 pack and I was able to replace all of them in the engine bay. They're good just to have around in case they break. My push clips breaks all the time because I'm hella aggressive with them. I'll put in a link in the description for the 100 pack. Thank y'all so much if y'all made it to the end of the video. I know it was just a little small video, but I believe it's something that is very important and some detail that people look over the car. As far as that fixing the problem of the car having a faulty connection to the positive cable, I do think this is gonna fix it. I don't think we're gonna have any more issues when starting up the car due to the fact that just removing the cable and putting it back on and tightening back down was helping the issue. So I think replacing and putting some brand new and better terminal connectors is definitely gonna help the problem. If y'all like this video, y'all learned something, stay tuned, man. We got 350Z video coming every single Friday. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all don't miss out on nothing. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.